Star Wars Squadrons story starts after destroying Alderaan with a Death Star. Darth Vader orders all Imperial forces to hunt down any refugees who escaped the planet's destruction. Captain Lyndon Javes of the Imperial Navy is tasked by Commander Sloan to lead Helix Squadron in finding and eliminating a convoy of refugees at Foster Haven. Javes has second thoughts about killing innocent refugees that he shares with Lieutenant Kirill, but she says orders are orders and she looks at refugees as criminals. Javes' squadron finds hiding refugees and they battle rebel X-Wings, but after they capture the refugee convoy and try to destroy it, Javes sends ion missiles that disable the TIE fighters and he refuses the order to kill the refugees. And also, he reveals that he doesn't approve what the Empire has become and he'd rather be a rebel than part of this madness. Lieutenant Kirill takes the charge of the squadron and orders for backup, reporting that Javes is a traitor now. Javes escapes with the refugees. Story switches to Rebels' perspective. Echo Squadron receives a distress call from the convoy. They battle with the Empire reinforcements called by Lieutenant Kirill. During the battle, Javes joins the Rebel Squadron in fight and becomes one of them. 4 years later. Now the Emperor is dead and the New Republic is formed, but the remains of the Empire still fight. So there are battles going on all over the galaxy and pilots are still needed for service. After the Battle of Endor, Lyndon Javes is introduced as a new commander of the Temperance ship. Vanguard Squadron is assigned to Project Starhawk, a secret operation that is supposed to end the war. The Empire is jamming communications across the sector, so Lyndon Javes believes that this might be a sign of an upcoming invasion. Vanguard is ordered to check on the scouts that did not give any reports lately and bring back the communication. Scouts are dead, but they find and destroy the Imperial jammers and restore the communications as ordered. Back on Temperance, part of the Project Starhawk is capturing the Star Destroyer, so Vanguard Squadron is sent to the battle and supports the operation from the air. Lyndon doesn't want to share any details about the purpose of capturing this Star Destroyer. But soon it turns out that New Republic is gathering Imperial ships to build a super unit destroyer called Starhawk. This powerful weapon is their hope to end the war. Meanwhile, Imperial forces receive a spy reports about Project Starhawk and Kirill is briefed that Javes is the man behind this operation. She receives a mission to find Starhawk and eliminate Javes and his forces. They start by extracting spies out of the New Republic's territory. Empire still doesn't know the location of Starhawk, but they have information that a convoy is traveling through the territory of the Zervo. Titan Squadron is following the convoy to see where they are jumping to hyperspace, and with that information, Imperial forces will be able to calculate the possible ways the convoy might took through the hyperspace and find out where New Republic is hiding Starhawk. In the middle of the mission, Captain Amos shows up with a destroyer and blows Titan Squadron cover. So they are only able to discover Starhawk dockyard coordinates, but thanks to that, now Empire knows where to search. On the other side, Lyndon Javes sends Vanguard to destroy the listening post, and this is supposed to make Kirill follow a fake lead that was transmitted in a fake message he sent through the radio on purpose. And while they do this, the super unit Starhawk is ready for action. Now, the Republic is sending Vanguard to protect the Magnite crystal necessary for building the Starhawk, but actually, this is what Empire is supposed to think. Lyndon wants Kirill to follow the shipment to the Zavian Abyss, where Republic forces will trap her squadron and use Starhawk to capture Teresa Kirill. As planned, Kirill shows up with Overseer Destroyer and Vanguard is drowning her ship into the trap. Starhawk activates and captures Overseer, but Kirill manages to escape into hyperspace in the last second. The destroyer landed on the outside rib. Luckily for them, there's Imperial Colonel Graum. He can help Overseer to get back on the track. But now this is Empire, right? So my ego is bigger than yours. And Graum is like, this is my part of the galaxy and I got plenty important things to do. So no Kindusville, baby doll. And Kirill is like, okay, let's help these guys fighting with rebels because it's a good distraction to actually steal the stuff we need behind their back. Repair our ship and strike back.
Now.
Now the plan is to drown Vanguard Squadron and other squadrons away from Nadiri shipyard by launching several attacks on different parts of the galaxy to distract the New Republic attention. The diversion is a success, so Kirill sends Empire forces to strike on Starhawk and destroy it. Titan Squadron destroys shield generators and Starhawk hyperjump systems. Kirill orders the decisive strike that will destroy the super unit, but in the last second, Javes jumps out of the hyperspace and stops the missiles with his ship shields. Kirill orders Titan Squadron to fall back as Republic destructed their missile guiding system. Time for the final battle. Starhawk pulling force is too strong for Empire to engage it directly. Kirill's plan is to pull the Starhawk into a Rignali Nebula. Titan Squadron is flying ahead of the enemy fleet to a ship junkyard because Starhawk was built out of the captured Imperial ships, right? Titan Squadron used reactor cores found in the junkyard to make mines out of them, so when New Republic arrives, they will shoot the mines and blow up all their ships together. In the battle on the junkyard, New Republic sacrifices its fleet, but Starhawk is not there. Turns out they decided to take a path through Rignali Nebula. It's risky, but it gives them the better chance than running straight into Imperial trap. Now, their only chance is to send a distress signal to the New Republic for reinforcements. But Rignali Nebula is distracting the long-distance communication, so Vanguard must find an old Galactic broadcast hub and restore it. They defend the satellites as Empire knows if they destroy them, Starhawk is doomed. But the battle is won and Lyndon sends a distress signal to New Republic capital. Turns out Starhawk is very damaged and Javes decides to leave it and evacuate the people. But sometime later he jumps into the ship and joins the battle himself, counting that his personal issues with Kirill will distract her attention from the evacuation and she will engage in chasing over him. Also, the Anvil Squad reinforcements join to help, so Vanguard is sent to lead the defense of the Temperance. But Kirill suspects that Lyndon is baiting her and she orders Titan to focus on Starhawk, not Javes. There's only one way to destroy the super unit. Classic Star Wars. You have to fly to its core through a tight space and destroy the gravity emitters inside the core. Then, of course, escape.
Titan 3 is clear. You did it. The Starhawk's core has become a time bomb. Nothing can stop it from overloading now.
Meanwhile, Javes blows up Star Destroyer, so now, in the decisive moments of the battle, both squadrons will face each other. Titan 3 chases Lyndon as Kirill wants him dead. After being hit, his X-Wing crashes into the Starhawk's remainings. Kirill orders to retreat and Imperial forces jump into hyperspace, leaving Starhawk to burn. Kirill promises Titan 3 to Baron and thanks the squadron for the service, bringing justice to the traitor. Looks like Lyndon sacrificed himself to save lives of civilians working on building the Starhawk. Hera meets Vanguard leader and orders to get back into fight and buy New Republic forces time to escape. Saving engineers that helped build the Starhawk will give Republic a chance to build another one, right? Vanguard destroys the Star Destroyer and they receive a signal from inside the Starhawk wreckage. Turns out that Javes managed to survive the crash. Republic used corvettes to move the Starhawk and crash it on a nearby moon, creating an explosion that will destroy all the Empire ships in the range. After the impact, Lyndon leads the squadron through the asteroids to evacuate them safely. With the success of this mission, New Republic now has a chance to rebuild Starhawk and win the war, bringing peace to the galaxy. And that's how the game ends.